We are just a week away from the Missouri primary elections and campaign 2024, and we continue taking a look at campaign ads, fact-checking candidate claims.
Yeah, new here at 6, Corey Stark takes a closer look at claims made against Congresswoman Cori Bush's voting record as she seeks re-election to be sent back to Washington.
Cori Bush has never passed a single bill into law.
This is misleading. A search of Congress.gov, which the United Democracy Project PAC is sourcing to make this claim, does show Bush has sponsored 38 pieces of legislation. None have become law, and she co-sponsored 6 bills that have become law. However, Bush's team points out that data doesn't include the legislative process of attaching legislation to larger bills. Like this section on environmental and climate data collection, Bush got included in the passed Inflation Reduction Act of 2022.
She's missed more votes than almost anyone in Congress.
That's true. According to data from ProPublica, Bush has missed 17.6% of votes. Only 6 other U.S. representatives have missed more votes.
And when Cori Bush does vote, she voted against Biden's debt ceiling bill.
That's also true. Bush was one of 46 House Democrats to vote no on the Bipartisan Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023, which kept the federal government from defaulting, increasing the debt limit,
putting Social Security payments and our entire economy at risk.
The claim that if the U.S. government defaults, Social Security payments would be at risk is not clear-cut. According to CBS, if the U.S. defaults, it's possible Social Security checks could be delayed, but there are conflicting laws about Social Security payments, and there is no law that specifies what actions the Social Security Administration should take to ensure benefits are paid in full and on time.
No wonder she's rated one of the least effective Democrats in Congress.
Here the UDP sources information from the Center for Effective Lawmaking, an initiative by 2 professors at the University of Virginia and Vanderbilt University that measures lawmakers' effectiveness through 4 different components, including tracking sponsored bills through the legislative process into law. Based on Bush's first term, she ranked 203 out of 232 Democrats for effectiveness. This data doesn't include Bush's second term in office.
I think Cori Bush has her own agenda, and Cori Bush is her agenda.
Data from ProPublica shows Bush ranks 91 out of 435 House members when it comes to voting against their own party. Bush has voted against her party 9.6% of the time.